Hello friends, welcome to new student lecture video from Subhas Biology, and in this class we will study about classification of fungal diseases, right? So as you know, we have three types of classification of fungal diseases. First one is the superficial, second is the subcutaneous, and third is the systemic. So we will discuss all this, the definition and its examples of these three types of classification of fungal diseases. Before we start, if you are new to my channel, then subscribe to my channel and don't forget to hit that like button and share it with your friends, and comment me in the comment section that which part you like the most, and suggest me the topic so that we will discuss it in the next class. So in the last I have a question for you, so don't forget to write the answer of this question in the last in the comment section, right? So now we'll start. So if you will see, first one is the superficial, second is the subcutaneous, and third is the systemic. Superficial first means the word, if we will discuss the definition of the superficial, means surface, right? So as we are discussing about the diseases of human beings, so fungal infections in the surface layer, right? It may be skin, hair, nail, right? Now we'll discuss. So this superficial type of infections is divided into two types. First one is the surface infection and second is the cutaneous infection. We will see the examples of this surface infections. We will see tinea versicolor, tinea nigra, piedra. So these are the examples of superficial surface infections. And if you will see the second type of superficial infection, and that is the cutaneous infection. So if you will see, the Latin word cutis means skin. So this cutaneous infection occurs at the skin, means this superficial keratinized tissue. So we have keratin in the skin, hair and nails. So the fungal infections that occurs at this keratinized tissue, so they don't penetrate into the subcutaneous tissues, and so they normally occurs at the skin, hairs and nails. So these are divided into three types mainly, these dermatophytes. I am not talking about the classification of cutaneous infection, I am talking about the classification. Three genera are there in the dermatophytes. So dermatophyte is the example of cutaneous infection. So this if you will see the dermatophytes, so this dermatophytes have three genera. So first one is the trichophyton, second one is the microsporum, and the third one is the epidermophyton. So if we will see this trichophyton have the trichophyton species are the group of species of dermatophytes. They infect skin, hair and nails. All three keratinized tissue is affected by this trichophyton. So example, tinea corporis. Tinea corporis means, this corporis means non-hairy skin of the body. So the skin don't have any hair. So they affect, tinea corporis affect this type of tissues, right? So if we will see the second is the microsporum. Microsporum means, so they are the group of species or the group of genus. So they affect only hair and skin. They don't affect, or they rarely affect nails, right? So if we will see the examples, so tinea capitis. Tinea capitis means they affect the scalp of the human body, and you can also say it as tinea corporis is also the example of this microsporum. And the third is the epidermophyton. So these are the group of genus. They infect skin and nails, so they don't grow on hairs, right? So if we'll see the examples, tinea pedis means the example is the, so infection occurs at the foot, right? Tinea pedis and tinea cruis, and so these are the examples of the epidermophyton. So which is the example of, or which are the genus of these dermatophytes. Next we will move to the second type of fungal infection, and that is the subcutaneous. So as we have discussed, first one is the superficial, means they affect the skin layer or the surface infections, and the second, if we will move to the somewhat deep into the superficial, we will move to the subcutaneous infection. Subcutaneous means just inside to the skin, or the cutaneous and subcutaneous, it is just to some extent it is deep into the superficial skin, right? So this is the subcutaneous. They are more common in tropical and subtropical areas such as Africa, India, South America. So these are mostly common at this because they have the inhabitant, this fungus, they have inhabitants of soil, right? So this subcutaneous fungi, they being infective when they enter at the infective stage means when you will have these wounds in the human body, so they will enter through this mostly. So when you walk normally in the barefoot, they can enter into your body, so they can't normally penetrate into your skin, rather they will infect you when you do have any type of wounds, or because they enter into the deep layer of the superficial tissue. Deep layer means it is subcutaneous, under the under the skin, right? So this is the second type of we have the second type of fungal classification, fungal infection, you can say it as. So if we'll see the examples as you can see on the screen, mycetoma, and the second is Sporothrix skinky. So this mycetoma, the common name is Medulla foot and caused by Medulla mycetomatis and Medulla grigia. And this Sporothrix skinky, so these are thermally dimorphic fungi that causes sporotrichosis. So you have to remember these two type of diseases, mycetoma and sporotrichosis, right? So now we will discuss the third type of fungal infection, and that is the systemic infection. Systemic, if we will check the dictionary, the meaning of this systemic infection means this fungus affects the whole body, right? So if we will divide this mycosis into two types, so first one is they affect the primary virulent pathogens, and the second is the opportunistic fungi. So these are divided into two types. So first one, this primary virulent pathogens, so when they enter into this, when this fungus is enter into your body, as soon as they enter, they causes diseases, right? But the second is the opportunistic fungi. So this opportunistic fungi means, so they are normally saprotrophic and commensal in our body, but when the opportunity comes, it means when we have any immunocompromised patient, so this opportunistic fungus, they attack or they cause diseases in the human body when the opportunity comes. But normally they are commensals and saprotrophic organisms in our body, they don't harm us. But when the opportunity comes, in case of immunocompromised patients such as AIDS patient or cancer patients, so they may harm the body, right? If we'll see the examples, so the example includes blastomycosis, which is caused by a dimorphic fungus, Blastomyces dormatidis. Second is the coccidiomycosis, which is otherwise called as valley fever, caused by a thermally dimorphic fungal species of genus Coccidioides. And the third is the cryptococcosis, which is caused by Cryptococcus neoformans. And another is the histoplasmosis, so which is most common, and that is caused by Histoplasma capsulatum. So this is the example of systemic mycosis. These are the three types of mycosis. Mycosis means the infection caused by fungus are called as mycosis. So this is the three types of the mycosis. Let's recall all these fungal infections. This fungal infection is divided into three types. First one is the superficial, means which affects the surface skin, and second is the subcutaneous, which affects under the skin, and the third is the systemic, which affects the complete whole body. So the superficial fungal infections, that is divided into surface infection, example Tinea versicolor, Tinea nigra, Piedra, and the second is the cutaneous infection, the example is dermatophytes. And if we will see the systemic infection is divided into primary pathogens, example Histoplasma capsulatum, Cryptococcus, and the second is opportunistic pathogens, and the example is Aspergillus and Penicillium. And the example of subcutaneous fungal infection is the mycetoma and Sporothrix. What is the largest living thing in the world? I hope this video is helpful for you. If you think, then share it with your friends and